We are losing men to peace. We are losing men to ourselves. Men no longer prioritize women. The man at peace is an unbuyable man. Some women are still thinking that men are in that scenario of chasing after, calling, despairing for the lack of a woman, for her absence, when in reality, today's man, he is increasingly valued. He understood that a woman is not the center of his life, that a woman is not the most important thing in the world. It is perfectly possible to live without one. Today's high value man, he seeks to make money. He seeks to do business. He seeks to grow, to develop himself. He removed women from his focus. Today's man, he realized that his peace is worth more. There is no relationship that can buy his peace. Today's man, he is unbuyable. He is non-negotiable. The peace he chose for his life has become non-negotiable. If you are a woman and are waiting for a man to venerate you, a man to idolize you, a man to dote on you, I'm very sorry, but perhaps that won't happen.
Hey, these brothers. Hey, I want to talk about something real quick. It's on my mind right now because I just had a conversation, and if I don't have the conversation right now, it'll slip my mind, and I won't even make the video. Never sacrifice your peace in exchange for problems, bro. Never exchange your peace in exchange for problems. And I'll tell you why I want to talk about that. I'll tell you why. It seems like something so simple, but I'll tell you why I want to talk about it, man. First off, let me give a shout out, man. It's Song Chrome, hence why I'm wearing the floral shirt. It's the Thai New Year. So I'm about to get out, man, and enjoy the festivities. But the reason I want to talk about this, brothers, is because there's something inside of us as men. There's a sense of duty inside of us as men that will sacrifice our happiness, that will sacrifice our peace for the greater good of humanity. And to be honest, I believe that element about us is supposed to be there. Like, we're supposed to be men that sacrifice certain things for the betterment of humanity. We're men. So I'm glad it's there. But what I noticed that a lot of men do, what I noticed that I've done in the past, is sacrifice myself so that some woman could be happy. Sacrifice, and a lot of men we'll sacrifice ourselves for relationships because of that duty gene that we have within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That duty gene will cause us to sacrifice ourselves, man. And what we don't understand is when we sacrifice our peace, we no longer become threats. Not threats. When we sacrifice our peace, we no longer become dominant men. And when I say dominant men, we can no longer dominate the things that we put our hands on. We can no longer dominate our goals. We can no longer accomplish those things. And what I mean is, I'm sure a lot of you have been in relationships before, man. You've had a game plan. You've had things in place. You put yourself in position, and you attach yourself to a woman that disrupted your peace. And since you were loyal to the fact that y'all were in a situation, you stayed in that situation and forfeited your greatness. There's a lot of men doing this. There's a lot of men that have been in long relationships, that have been married for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that know they should be in a different position. But due to that loyalty gene that's inside of us, man, they forfeited their peace. They sacrificed their peace for problems. You have to understand, you can't be dominant in what you're doing. And the reason you can't be dominant is, like, you have to understand, to dominate anything, to conquer anything, man, to win in any area, the primary thing is you have to be locked into your identity. That's the primary thing. If you're going to wake up and do a certain thing, move a certain way to achieve a certain goal, if nothing else, you have to know that who am I? Like, who am I? Like, who do I have to be on a daily basis to accomplish this mission? And if you're at peace, brother, it's hard, damn near impossible to walk in any kind of I am. Because because to walk in your I am is to walk in that constant energy, that zero frequency, that God energy. When you're not at peace, brother, your pendulum is swinging out of control. You're a different person every second because you're trying to manage life. You're trying to manage relationships. You're trying to manage your emotional state. And if your emotional state isn't locked in and brother, you can't walk in a true identity. So you can't accomplish nothing. So I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you're a man and you're just saying, and I know a lot of y'all watching this video right now are men that have chosen relationships or any situation over your peace because of that gene that I'm speaking of. But I'm gonna tell you this. You can sit here and put, your 10,000 hours in your craft. You can go to school and get out. You can do all this what seems to be work. You're working against something that's almost impossible to overcome, man, if you aren't at peace. Peace has to be a man's watchword in 2026, man. Like I'm saying, you can't be. You just aren't a dominant man when you aren't at peace. And the main thing is, if you're not at peace, it is very hard to be, like I talked about that emotional state, man, like your emotions are all over the place. But the main thing, the main reason you want that to be aligned is because without that, you can't be without not alignment, you can't act with intention, is what I'm trying to say. If you aren't at peace, if you aren't in a solid, consistent emotional state, brother, you can't be aligned. You know what I'm saying? You can't operate with intention. You can try, but you're really operating out of chaos. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, never let something disrupt your peace. And this sounds like a conversation that we shouldn't have to have. We shouldn't have to have, man, but it's like this. Like a lot of times, man, you just need someone outside of yourself to kind of paint the picture for you, right? And I'm saying that because kind of like the partner of mine that just an old friend, old brother of mine that I was just talking to about this. Hence why I want to have a conversation. It was like, over the last, I don't know, man, 2 years maybe. Every time we talk, man, he's telling me these scenarios and telling me what he's going through and telling me what he can and can't do and telling me what he used to do in life and telling me about what he's passionate about and telling me about the projects he wants to start, but he can't start now. And I've been hearing this over the years, and we're having this conversation, and all I did was take all the information he gave me and just gave it back to him in picture form. A lot of times we just have to have another brother, man, maybe paint the picture for us so we can hear our own story from outside of ourselves to realize that, hey, man, like I'm walking down a path that I can never, get any W's in. And a lot of times, these relationships we find ourselves in, brothers, or robbing us of our peace, man. One brother commented on a video. I mean, I see, every once in a while I get those random comments. People will be commenting on videos, man, from 3 or 4 years ago. And every once in a while, YouTube will send one of those as a notification on one of them old videos. And the brother said, I'll see if I can find a screenshot. I took a screenshot of it, I believe. Brother said sometimes getting in a relationship is like breaking into a prison. He said, and I read that, man, I had to screenshot it, man, because, he said sometimes getting in a relationship is like breaking into a prison. And I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to tell you this, brothers. Relationships are a beautiful thing. When a man finds the perfect mate and they can build together and they can bond and they can grow together, and they can be God together and create, and they can master the masculine and feminine energy, and you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Matter of fact, you won't find too many things more beautiful than that in this world, on this planet. you won't find too many more things just as beautiful as the second marriage of man. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand, if you get in a situation and it's not that true second marriage of man, if you get into a relationship with a woman that hasn't found self, if you get in a relationship with a woman that's not letting God be expressed through her, if you get in a relationship with a woman, man, that speaks death over your life, or speaks ill will, or speaks limitations over your life, brother, you're setting yourself up for a long road to failure. You're setting yourself up to travel a bridge that leads to nowhere, man. And I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of times we'll be in these situations and we'll think that time will make it better. We'll think that vacations will make it better. A lot of people may think that buying a house or having children or going to Barbados or investing in a business or whatever will make it better. But if that woman isn't established in love, in peace, your relationship will be nothing but chaos, man. And again, this conversation seems so rudimentary, and it is. Because and the reason a lot of men fall victim to it is because when you're in these situations, you don't know you're in the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's kind of like the frog in the water. When you're in that situation and things are happening, man, and the woman looks good and y'all are lusting after each other and the intimacy is on 10, you don't really see that you're being robbed of your peace. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, man, you got to separate yourself from yourself and look at your situation and ask yourself, if I continue down this road, if I stay in this relationship, where does my trajectory lead me to? Like where am I going to go? Am I going to lose myself by walking on eggshells because I'm with a woman that does whatever, that's insecure, that whatever women do, whatever a person does that robs your peace? It's a lose-lose situation, brothers. It's a lose-lose situation, man. And I'm only having this conversation as a reminder. This is nothing new, but a lot of times we have to be reminded, man, of not letting people, places, or things rob us of our peace. You know what I'm saying? Because without our peace, we can't be dominant men. You might as well stop talking about walking the path. You might as well stop talking about accomplishing that goal. You might as well stop talking about quantum leaping. If you aren't at peace, brother, it'll never happen, man.